Welcome, everyone. In this explainer, we're going to break down a research tool that you've probably come across dozens of times, maybe without even thinking about it, the survey. Yeah, from product reviews to political polls, they are literally everywhere. But how do they actually work? Let's find out.
I mean, just think about that for a second. Every single day, huge decisions are made based on what we, the public, supposedly think. You know, everything from political campaigns to what the next big soda flavor is going to be. So how do companies and researchers get that information and get it right? Well, the answer lies in something called survey research. So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with a really clear definition. Then we'll explore the different kinds of surveys out there. After that, we'll walk through the process step by step. And finally, we'll wrap up with a look at the good, the bad, and some common pitfalls to avoid. Okay, so let's get right into it and lay down the foundation. What are we really talking about when we say survey research? Okay, at its heart, it's pretty simple. Survey research is all about asking people questions to collect data. But here's where the magic happens. Instead of asking everybody, which would be impossible, we carefully select a smaller group, what we call a sample, to understand a much, much larger population. It's really the science of using a small representative group to make a really good, educated guess about the whole. Now, you might be thinking, a survey is a survey, right? Well, not exactly. They're not all created equal. You've got to pick the right tool for the job, and that depends on your goals, your budget, and how much time you have. So let's look at two main ways surveys are classified. First up, we can classify surveys by their method, how you actually do them. On one hand, you have direct interviews, either in person or over the phone. These are awesome because you can ask follow-up questions and really dig deep. But they can get pretty expensive and take a lot of time. On the other hand, you have questionnaires, which you can send out by mail or online. This way, you can reach thousands of people super quickly and affordably. The trade-off? You often get a lower response rate, and there's no way to ask those spontaneous follow-up questions. The second big way to classify surveys is by time, and this is a really cool way to think about it. A cross-sectional survey is like taking a snapshot. You're capturing what different groups, say people of different ages, think about an issue at one single moment in time. But a longitudinal survey, well, that's more like a movie. You go back to the same group of people again and again over months or even years to see how their opinions and behaviors change. This is incredibly powerful for spotting trends and understanding long-term effects. All right, so you've figured out what kind of survey you want to do. Now what? Well, you can't just start firing off questions. It's a really systematic process to get from that initial idea to a final, meaningful insight. And what's great about this is how logical it is. Step 1 is all about planning. What do you want to achieve? Who are you trying to understand? Step 2 is the design phase, where you actually build the survey and pick your sample group. Step 3 is the fieldwork. This is when you go out and collect the data. And finally, step 4. You take all that information, make sense of it, and share what you found. Of course, like any research method, surveys aren't perfect. There's no magic bullet. So it's absolutely crucial to understand both the strengths and the potential weaknesses you're dealing with. Okay, on the plus side, surveys can be really economical and convenient. And like we said, they're fantastic for tracking changes over time. But there are some pretty big challenges. Low response rates can seriously mess with your results, especially in those long-term studies where people just drop out. Privacy is, of course, a huge concern, but maybe the biggest thing to watch out for is bias. This can sneak in everywhere, from how you word a question to people just giving you the answer they think you want to hear instead of what they actually believe. So at the end of the day, survey research is a powerful but pretty delicate instrument. When it's done well, it gives us this incredible window into the minds of millions, helping us understand society and the world we live in. Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If you could ask just one question to everyone on the entire planet, what would you ask?